Hi, Jock Myro with Broadband Video. This is part 4 in our low-cost TriCaster-like VideoBox assembly using Wirecast Pro and Blackmagic Intensity cards in a Core i7 Windows-based machine. This is where things really get interesting, because we've sort of overcome the fundamental issues with drivers and things like that, and everything's kind of up and running. Now what we're going to do is actually move the box into the studio. We're going to get it mounted in a rack and a table. We're going to try different types of cameras, and we're especially excited about doing the green screen stuff and sort of being able to have virtual sets. That's part of the whole deal with this, is being able to get the virtual set thing up and running. So we start working on that in this segment in number 4. So once again, it's VideoBox part 4. Enjoy. All right, so we're back in the studio. We've got VideoBox here set up. We've got all those new cards in place, and it's got, as you can see, it's just got a massive amount of I/O now in the back of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the box and this whole setup that we had here, and we're going to move it down to our green screen area down here. This is where we shoot a lot of green screen stuff. We've got a teleprompter and a whole bunch of other stuff back here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and move all this stuff around, and then we're going to set up a bunch of the cameras and start seeing if the VideoBox can get up, running, and deliver stuff with keys, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, here's an exciting footnote. The only way VideoBox, actually what I decided to do was use this old IT table here, because it's got a computer stand in the bottom of it, and the only way VideoBox is going to fit into this table is if I get rid of this keyboard stand. That's okay, we have a mini keyboard, so I'm going to take that off. Exciting fun. And yes, with any project, a small amount of modification was required, but now that that's done, we can start working. And here we are, just a short while later. Got the table all fixed up. Got 2 monitors on here. We're going to try to run a 3-monitor setup. I don't know if that's going to be possible. That's what I'd like to do, because that way I could have 2 monitors to work on and one sort of as a playback. Machine's booting up. We got a little noise. We got a fan hitting a wire someplace. Hear it a little bit. That's what it sounds like. I may have to, probably just one of those overhead fans. I may have to pull this out and take a look at it. But hey, we'll see what happens. Seems to be coming up right nice. And we're going to go through every step of the installation and the setup of all the cameras with you here, and try to get this whole TriCaster VideoBox green screen system up and running. Well, we had to tear the whole thing apart and kind of move it. I decided that wrapping some of the wires in the back might be a good idea. So I did that, and you'll notice the fan noise has decreased significantly. So whatever was hitting whatever is being pretty quiet right now. And we're on the road to boot up once again. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I had to take it out of the case and everything. I put this little table over here to run it for a little while in case I got to get into the back of the box. So we're working away, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, so now we're playing the multiple monitor configuration game. As you can see, we have 2 monitors that are dramatically different. We've got this hooked up to an AMD gaming card, so shouldn't be that big a deal. But we seem to be having some issues. According to these are Acer monitors. According to these monitors, let's go to the Catalyst Control Center, where we can adjust everything. The maximum resolution for these monitors is 1920 by 1080. So let's go in and let's take a look at desktop management, creating and arranging desktops. Okay, we got a 1 and we got a 2. Okay, that's good. All right, now let's do desktop properties. Desktop number 1. Okay, so we should be able to go to 1920 by 1080 on this one, which is desktop number 1. That's what we're in. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, let's go and apply this happy property. And essentially, nothing happens. So I don't know what's going on. And if we go to desktop number 2, which is at 800 by, I don't know if you can see this here, it's at 800 by 600 right now, and we tell it that we want it to be 1920 by 1080, and we say apply, and you see I've checked all the little bugs, apply, boom, it just shuts itself off. So not quite sure what the problem is here, but we'll try to figure some way to get both of these things working. This is obviously a Radeon Graphics AMD control center that's in here. This is something we just updated, and it doesn't appear to be very happy, but the most it's going to do my other display at is 800 by 600, which is really not so good. I mean, we want to try to get as much desktop space as possible. So anyway, we're going to play around with the software and see what we can come up with. I'll let you know as soon as it gets working. Well, you can see we've made some progress here. We've got these two desktops. This one, the first one is running as a regular VGA monitor, and the second one is running as a DVI monitor. I also have an HDMI out, and the good news is with these monitors, these are little Acer monitors, or 23-inch Acer monitors. The good news is that each monitor has a VGA, a DVI, and an HDMI in, so we can sort of go back and forth with them. The problem I've been having with them is to run them at their maximum resolution, which according to the manufacturer is 1920 by 1080 at 75 hertz. The software wants to run them at is 60 hertz, and I don't know if you can see this. It might go out of focus before it gets out of there, but there's this really almost imperceivable little jiggle in everything on the VGA monitor. It's a little hard to see, but it's I don't know if you can see the sort of flashing that's going on, and it's extremely irritating. Everything is jiggling just a slight bit. Let's take a look at some of this text over here and see if you can see it. It's kind of moving, and we're not getting the same thing on the DVI monitor, which is holding rock steady. Looks great. So anyway, somehow we've got to figure out how to get rid of this little jiggle that's going on this one monitor. When I change the refresh rate, which is the normal way you get rid of that, it won't let me do it. It either defaults back to 60, or it changes the actual screen size to a lower screen ratio, even though this monitor should handle that. Why it's doing this, don't know. We'll play around more and let you know. Okay, it's another one of those mystery things. Don't know why, but there's a setting called Composite Sync on the VGA image adjustment for VGA display, and I put Composite Sync, and it said, warning, only use this on older monitors, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? It got rid of my flicker entirely. This image is now rock solid, as is my DVI image. So we've got a VGA monitor and a DVI monitor hooked up, and things are looking good. Let's start, now that the monitors have settled down, let's sort of go from here, and we'll see what we can do to get some of the cameras loaded and some of these other cards. But that seemed to be the key, something called, oddly enough, Composite Sync. There it is. I checked it, and everything started working great. Don't know why. Okay, so there you go. Another mystery solved, and now it's on to configuring Wirecast.